What's good, guys? I'm back with another one. Just wanted to talk about one of my journey again. This Forex stuff and how I messed up again. It's like how easily you can fumble the bag if you don't have discipline. Like you got to be disciplined in this stuff. Like you got to be risky, but you ain't got to be risky. You got to have discipline. That's mainly what it is. You just got to have discipline. So basically, what I mean is by like where you got to have discipline. So I had ended up getting $70, basically $69 for my 69. You know me. You know, because if you watch me, you understand me. I know how I move. You know, once I get money, my first thoughts with money is to like put that money to work. So immediately, I got that $70, 69. I was able, I put it because it's like I'm gonna show you how the process. Some of y'all probably don't even know the process, or understand the process. For me, I use Cash App, and with the Cash App, I'm able to buy Bitcoin with Bitcoin. Look, if you never heard of Bitcoin, Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, along with Ethereum. I love Ethereum, and AMP is another cryptocurrency. AMP that I love personally. People probably don't talk about that one as much, but I like that one personally. But outside of that, Dogecoin, Litecoin's another good one, and chain link, and there's a few other little cryptos out there. But outside of them little cryptos and them cryptos and the crypto in general, once again, we're talking about Bitcoin, the main crypto. So from Cash App, I would purchase Bitcoin, and when you purchase from Bitcoin. See, when you purchase from Cash App, they do a little charge. They charge you for buying a Bitcoin. So it's like, for me, it's like if I had 70, they charge like $1 or something. Honestly, it really depends on how much you're buying or whatever. But outside of that, they charge for you to buy it or whatever, for their fee, whatever. I don't know. And you would be able to, and basically, yeah. So it's like they charge $1 or whatever they charging, but there's a fee, and they cut your little thing down. But now you got some Bitcoin. So from that Bitcoin and the thing with Cash App, you're able to send. Do we understand what that means? If you don't send, we're able to send that Bitcoin from one wallet to another wallet, or honestly, to anywhere else that's accepting Bitcoin. You got that? And a few other cryptos do that as well. I'm not sure if all of them do that. I'm not 100%. I'm not in all of them. I'm not watching all of them. I don't really care about all of them, but a few of them do that as well. And outside of a few of them doing that with Bitcoin, once again, this is a process. So I would send the Bitcoin from Cash App to the trading platform that I use. The trading platform that I use. And the trading platform that I use, guys, just in case you don't know, I know 100% you don't know. It's KOT4X. KOT4X. KOTX. Yeah, KOT4X. The number 4X. And there's a whole lot of other, trading platforms that you could use, but this one I use, being that honestly for me, I use my other one, which one of the it doesn't matter. There's another few There's trading platforms out there that you guys can use and utilize and whatever. But the one I'm talking about today and that I currently use right now is KOT4X, the number 4. And from Cash App, you would send that to the KOT. You sign in your KOT account from your web browser, guys, and it's not an app. So I'm gonna let that just so you don't go to your app stores looking for KOT4X. No, I'm gonna just let you know right now. It's just you type that in the web browser. Go to your web browser and you'll be able to use that. But beforehand, one thing you may, or not, honestly, you may, if you plan to do what you are going to want to download before that you can download just ahead of time. I got 2 flies on my finger right now, on my ring finger. Like, why are they just chilling? Why is 2 of them chilling though? But outside of that, so you would just send them. You would just make that. Yeah, I'm sorry. The app you would want to download is the Google Authenticator. With the Google Authenticator, that's basically like your little third safety key for you to be able to sign into your account. Like you'll be able to sign into it and make it your account regular, but to keep some security, extra 3-layer security on your account, which they're probably going to make you do anyway, is downloading that app and getting that connected with your KOT4X account, and then you'll be all right. So it's like you won't have to worry about things. And what I mean is, like, you won't have to worry about things next time you sign in, or when you officially sign into your account. your log in your email, and then your what you call it, and then your password, and from your password, after that, that sends you to like that actually for different a code that generates from that app that I just told you about every I don't know how many seconds, I forgot how many seconds that it generates, but it generates different codes every few seconds. So it's like you got to be fast and catch it, and just type that code from the authenticator to the KOT Forex, and then it's like you'll be able to sign in your account. That's the third layer of security that be able to back up that security, so nobody will be able to go in your account. And then one thing that I'm gonna just like forward just so you know, because honestly this is what messed up my thing. Now thinking about it, I'm glad I was able to kind of think about it to remind you. The thing, never delete or uninstall that Google Authenticator app. Never delete, never uninstall. If you're using it on a different phone, make sure you're keeping that phone if you plan to use that account. Once again, never delete, never uninstall the Google Authenticator app after you connected it to whichever trading platform that you have. After you make sure you don't delete that. Make sure if you have a new phone, if you've gotten a new phone, make sure you still have that phone so you can be able to get your code from that app. Because once you delete that, honestly, there's no way of you getting back in that account. So that's a forewarning to you guys. That's something that I personally have to learn myself, and that's why I'm on the KOT Forex platform. But outside of that, after you do that, you'll be able to sign in, make your account, and deposit, and basically send. As a matter of fact, you'll be able to deposit money or Bitcoin from your. There's a few ways you'll be able to deposit, but the way I'm and the method I'm is basically easier and to use Bitcoin. So when you do it through Bitcoin, you're basically going your KOT Forex account. They ask you to deposit. Once you deposit it, click which method. It'll tell you from your wallet. You'll be able to see it. Once you guys do it, you'll be able to see it. It'll tell you basically from your wallet to, where you're sending, how much you would want to send, and how much you're sending, and then it'll generate an address for you to send it to, and in a matter of minutes, or like I think it's like 45, 50 minutes to send the code. They give you a address to send the funds to after you put in how much you're trying to put in your account, and then from your Bitcoin, from your Cash App account, you'll be able to send that Bitcoin. You would copy the address, just the address, not the amount. You'll be able to write the amount from Cash App. You'll be able to copy the address from your KOT4X, and then put that in your send to in your send when you're sending it from Cash App, when you're sending your Bitcoin from Cash App. And then, you know, after that, after you put that in, you'll be able to, after that, that's kind of the end. Before that, though, you'll be putting in the amount of Bitcoin you'd want to send, and you'd be able to choose whether you would want to write it in Bitcoin or write it in money or in number fashion. Basically, way better for you to understand how to send your money. So outside of that, it's like that's how you would get the money in your account. And from Cash App, they'd give you another option, and the option is how you'd like to send, how fast you'd like to send, how fast you'd like to send your Bitcoin to that wallet, to whatever address you're sending it to. And they give you a 10-minute option and a two-hour option, and there's some other option, but I don't know. I don't remember it for a reason. So it's like, for me, I personally like or utilize the 10-minute one. That's pretty fast. And pretty honestly, it's really in the 10-minute kind of frame. Sometimes honestly, it may take longer, but it's under an hour. If the thing with Bitcoin, or as a matter of fact, things with crypto, because it kind of fluctuates with the crypto thing. In my personal opinion, I'm not 100% sure, but it would make sense that that is the case, being that you're using the specific thing. So it's like it kind of depends on how the price action of the cryptos are going. Like basically, if it's trending down or trending up. If it's trending down, in my opinion, it would probably be slower. It'd take a little longer for them to like send your coins, but it may be fast. But I'm not, once again, 100% sure. But I'm just saying it may be, and it has taken me some time using the 10-minute route. So it's like that's another way to say that. But And then with the 2 hour route, because the 2 hour route, that's kind of tricky and funny. I love it though. It's funny, and love the, I don't know, I love it. But with the 2 hour route, you'll be able to also send it within 2 hours, and sometimes honestly, you get it faster than 2 hours. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I've been got it probably like 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes sometimes. But honestly, I've never taken me. Honestly, the route, and it's so funny to even think about this and say, the only time it's taken me longer than an hour or 2 hours was when I used the 10 minute, and that's the funny thing. It never took me 2 hours to receive my money when I pressed a 2 hour thing, but it has taken some time before. It has taken like an hour, not even an hour, probably like 45, an hour, honestly. So it's like it took some time before, but it's like it hasn't taken 2 hours, and it's like it has honestly also taken faster than that. So it's like that's an option, and that for me, once again, I personally love the 10 minute, but it does charge you more in the 2 hour. That's a matter of fact. I'm sorry. I'm not charge you more on the first on the 10 minute, and then less on the 2 hours. But it really it really depends on which trade you're trying to catch, how you trying to play it. Whether you, for me, I'm a fiend, so it's like I'm trying to get in it quick, fast. But you should be patient and take your time and map out your plan and your trade. Because honestly, that stuff helps. And once again, that's why I say I'm a fiend because like that stuff helps. And for me, I personally know it helps. And it's like I know it helps through actual life and fact and actually living through it. But it's like for me, once again, I'm a fiend. So it's like I don't know. I just let it do what it do because for me, I need that. I need more than that. So it's like I'm willing to like let it do what it do and say F it because it's like it's whatever. But outside of it being whatever and whatnot, basically after you're able to you're able to like put in whichever one and you get it, you'll be able to, once you're on your KOT4X website, you'll be able to you'll be able to transfer it from your wallet to your, from your wallet to your MetaTrader 4 account. Yeah, I don't think I brought up the MetaTrader 4 account, but an that's the app you can. That's an app you would download that you'll actually be trading on. That's the app you'll be trading on. This actually too, you can trade on MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5. But I personally use the MetaTrader 4. Heard MetaTrader 5 is better for the person I actually follow and actually would recommend and give give credit, give respect to on this Forex stuff. He personally, uses MetaTrader 5 and, encourages MetaTrader 5. But for me, it's like, I got to cheap, for me, I'm bare minimum. Once again, you see y'all know the name of my channel. So it's like, I'm going bare minimum with the stuff. So it's like, I'm chilling to an extent, but not chilling. But it's like, it gets greater later to an extent. But outside of that, it's like, once you're on there, that's the app you use. You have to make an account, sign up for that. But it's like after you sign up for that, and you'll be able to sign, you're on your KOTX4 website, you'll be able to send that or transfer it from your wallet, your funds from your wallet to your MetaTrader 4 account, and be able to ask you how much you'd want to send, and then you send. And honestly, that process takes a few seconds. So it's like once you're on there, and that's when you get into the action. That's when you can get into the action. That's when you can start playing with your money and helping your money make money. I was just talking to somebody the other day. It was the other day. And they were basically, because, for me, honestly, I can't talk about nothing else but, money and trying to help people and trying to get right and trying to help people understand money and finance and what you should be thinking about and looking at as far as money and your money, and that's it. Yeah, your money is like for me. Yeah, so it's like I can't be or really try to entertain too many outside of that entertaining conversations for me, and I'm just quiet, or it's like yeah, I ain't saying nothing because like I can't function with these type of. I only can talk about what I talk about, and it's like once I start talking about what I talk about, I'm gonna talk about what I'm talking about, and that's it. That's what we talk about. So it's like that's kind of the type of situation we was in, and it's like for the individual, they was like, I never thought about, I never thought about that. Like I never thought about having my money make money for me. And it's like, I was like, you know what? It's I never thought about that either. But it's like, what? It takes you understanding and trying to learn and trying to understand what that actually means and how you can actually have that for yourself. And honestly, it really kind of be the people you're around. And you. Oh, nah. How the sprinklers came on. Good thing I'm not in. Oh, they caught me. That's crazy. But so it's like once you, yeah, for me it's like you got to learn and dang, sprinklers mess me up. You got to learn. Yeah, you basically got to learn, and you got to learn and understand. Oh, you wasn't one of, sorry, you wasn't. You got to be around the people. You wasn't around the right people, or you got to be around people who's doing this stuff or not doing this stuff, trying to inform, trying to know like what this type of stuff. Because like you're not around the right people, people who don't know about, and not trying to inform, not trying to help, not trying to bend. It's like you're not gonna know because like that's the thing. People don't know, and it's like, so, all right, it's okay not to know, but when you find out, when you get a little glimpse or you try to get a little understanding, that's when it's like, oh yeah, this is what it is, and it's like, honestly, you gonna be so open. You open. You want to tell other people. You want to get informed, and it's like your whole mind is different. But once again, it kind of comes down to the like you not being around, you not being exposed to that type of thing. And even if you are being exposed to it, it's like you not still being exposed to it. You're not like giving a experience, giving an understanding, having somebody on your back, letting you know, yo, hey, oh, like really, like on you, next to you, showing and telling you. It's like you don't really have that understanding. And it's like if you're not able to connect with somebody like that or connect to these people, like it's like you're not even trying to do that. It's like I don't care about that. Why am I looking to like you're stuck on and you're on whatever you're on. So it's like it be like that you don't know, or it's like you never think about things like that. But it's like when you come to start thinking about things like that, it's like, nah, what's next now? What's next? What you want to do now? How are you gonna think about how are you gonna like go about that? And it's like for me, there's a few options for people, and especially once again for people you got jobs. Like, and this I'm talking people who have jobs, and those are the people, and these are the main people who I love to talk to because it's like if you have a job, you're in the best position or best predicament of your life to an extent. And it's like I only say that because it's like you're making money, and obviously for you, if you're working that specific job, you're saying that like you're okay with working there, you can do that, and that's nothing to you. That job, that and whatever work they have you doing at that job, that's nothing to you. So if that's nothing to you, and you're okay with whatever hours they give you, whatever work you have to do for that specific job, then it's like whatever money you get, with the type of money or whatever money you're getting from that, you should be thinking about using a portion of that for me. Like a portion, because everybody has bills and everybody has things they have to pay for. So it's like even with having bills and things to pay for, we all still do have extra money, and that's and from and that extra money that you have and everybody has, there's people who's looking and trying to understand and figure out, and honestly they know what you're spending that specific extra money on, because they know a lot of you aren't spending it on things that are making or working or having your money work for you. They know for a fact you're not doing that. So it's like if we know for a fact that these people are not putting their money or spending that extra piece of cash to help them or help their money make more money, if we know for a fact they're not doing that, what other factors could they be? Where other place could they be putting their money? Oh, there's a whole lot, but they're just spending it. But we know they spending it and they're wasting it. They're spending it and they're wasting it. They spend it's not going towards nothing that can help it make money, so it's going to something else. And it's like with that specific or whatever something else is, they can kind of potentially figure that out. And when they figure that out and they get to sounding like they can make money off it, just figure that out. And these are the type of little things that people look for. You don't know that. You're not from that. You're not thinking about that because once again, you're the person on the other side of that. You're the one that's actually spending. So it's like for you, you don't care, or you're doing whatever you're doing because it's like once again, you're not helping your money or putting your money in places for it to make money. Because like if you were, you would be knowing that this is the kind of things that they're looking out for, and this is the type of things that you should be on top of, so you can have your money making more money. Because once you have an understanding of that, once again, you have your money making more money. So it's like once you get these understandings on basically spending, or not even spending less of your money, or looking how to utilize that extra cash that you actually do have, it's like you'll put yourself in a whole better position than you were not doing that. Because once again, if you're going to tell yourself, and this is what I tell people, and this is what I tell, if you're going to put yourself in a position and tell yourself, I'm going to I'm going to work this job, I'm going to be here at this job, and like, for whatever reason, honestly, it doesn't matter the reason. You can have whatever reason, it doesn't matter. Your reason doesn't matter. It's not for you. You don't even have to say or even think about it. Your reason. If you're saying yourself, you can work here, you can work that job, whatever job it is, whatever field you're in. If you can work that job and sit there and do whatever they have you doing for whatever amount of hours, a week, a 2 week, a month, whatever. If you tell yourself you can do that, and you're willing to do that. That's another thing. You're willing. Then you should be willing to tell yourself, hey, if I'm gonna work my butt off, if I'm gonna work hard and do all this, I'm gonna have my money that I made do that too, or a portion of it do that too. And then you better go to work too. I worked hard for you. I worked hard for this money that I just worked whatever I worked for. So if I worked hard for that, I'm definitely gonna try to have some motivation to have that money, whatever, or a portion of whatever that money I got, to make some more money. Because it's like, I ain't make all that for nothing. I ain't make that for nothing just for me to be spending it. It's like, yeah, I wanted to spend it and I had to spend it, but it's like I didn't have to spend all of it. And even all that spent, nah, we gonna put you to work. We gonna put you to work too, because you gotta work. If I gotta work these 40 hours and tell myself, oh, it's cool, I can work, then you could. It's all right. It's cool for you to work too. And it's like, you ain't even got to tell all your money to work. You can tell a portion of it, just a little bit, because like you're willing to work whatever hours you work. So it's like you can just tell a portion of that to do whatever it want to do. And once you do that, and once you start thinking about how you can do that, you'll be in a way better position. Because honestly, there's a few different routes, a few different ways that you can do that with your money. And you can do that with, it's not only, it's a few different routes that you can do that with your money. So it's like, once you start trying to think and look at and understand these different type of ways that you can have your money making money for you. Because once again, if you're going to work your hours at your job and put in them hours, then you should be putting a portion of your money to work. Like, you should be telling your money, you better go to work. And honestly, it's not you better go to work. I'm gonna put you to work, because I put myself to work. I want to relax. I would have relaxed. I'm relaxed through whatever break or whatever time I'm able to be off of the work. Since I'm gonna be relaxing here, then that's when you're gonna be working. You should be thinking about, that's when this money, or whatever little a portion bit of money is gonna be working while I'm relaxing. Because if I'm gonna work, you're gonna work too. Both of y'all gonna work. We both gonna work. Especially if I'm willing to work, you're gonna work too. It's like, but if you're thinking about you just gonna have your money work for you and just have that work for you, then you're in a better position. Or now, I ain't gonna say you're in a better position. You're in a different position, but you're in a still, I say you're in a better position, because you have an open mind, and you're willing to, you have an open mind, you're willing to do something or a little bit extra that can basically put you a little forward faster. Because like, there's a lot of opportunities out there that it's like your job kind of confines you and restricts you from kind of figuring out or being a part of. So it's like, if you're at your job 8 hours of the day, or 16 hours of the day, or 8 hours of the day, or basically when from night to night, it's like, you barely got some time to kind of connect and meet with the people, or you kind of even got barely even want time to connect and meet with people. Because it's like, I done worked all the time, I'm gonna relax. And even when I want to chill, I ain't trying to, you know, chill with nobody that's doing all that. What you talking about? I ain't trying to talk about that, bro. If you gonna be on that dumb stuff, that's what you gonna be on that dumb. I'm over here. I ain't trying to do. I'm just trying to relax. I just came off work. I don't want to hear that. And so it's like, if you ain't around that, it's like you ain't gonna be able to be a part of that. But it's like, that's what you should be trying to be a part of. Even you should be wanting to be different. It's all right, because like, people are not going to tell you, and that's the main thing right there. People are not going to tell you. People are not going to inform you. There's not going to be people that's willing to talk about them. People who's willing to put you on to, so they put you on. People will put you on to some like scam, illegal under the table stuff real quick, real fast. They'll put you onto that stuff real fast. I'm not gonna lie. They'll put you onto that real fast, and honestly, people also are willing to do that real fast. I mean, that'd be crazy too. But it's like, I understand it. But it's like, if you're willing if you're willing to do the illegal stuff real fast and you know it's illegal and you know that whatever, you should be also willing to do the legal stuff fast and whatever, because like they both grant you the same opportunity. And if it's illegal, it's better because like you ain't got to worry about nothing, and you ain't got to worry about nothing. So it's like you should be looking not to worry about nothing, to be chilling and relaxing and enjoying your funds and you relaxing because you, once again, you worked hard, you worked for that money, and it's like, again, if you put that money to work, your money also worked hard. So it's like you should be crediting yourself and enjoying yourself. Hey, since both of us worked hard, let's relax. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's enjoy ourselves. So that's what we're gonna do. Being that this is what we've afforded ourselves to do, so it's like this is what we're gonna do if we want to do that. And it's like even if we don't want to do that, these are still the options that is affordable to us, and that will put us in a better position for ourselves and our family. Because not it can't just be about us. We got thing about our family and the people that your friends and people that you're close to, everybody that you come encounter with. Like you should be looking to help people and everybody that you kind of come encounter with, if you're trying to come encounter whatever people you come encounter with. So it was like, for me, that's why I don't really try to encounter or really talk to people, because like for me, I'm trying to be on that type of time or be in that type of like person. And it's like a lot of people aren't accepting. Well, I think people would be kind of accepting to like the way I come at it and the way I kind of talk about it. But it's like people aren't really accepted to like you kind of try to tell them about themselves, or you giving them, or kind of you basically telling them about themselves, or putting them on something that they figure they should know about, or I don't know. But I do know, but things sort of kind of like that, and it's just like, well, it makes you think you better than me, or you know more than me, or like, you basically better than me. And it's like, it ain't even on that. We just like, once again, trying to help and preach. And honestly, once again, that's why I say kind of for me, it'd be different because, I'm able to like speak and have a like, basically give you that understanding like, nah, that's not what it is. And, this is actually what it is. And basically try to help you. This is what it is. And it's like for a lot of other people, or people in general, they ain't willing to like do that after a certain amount of time. It's like, well, kind of after a certain little amount of you ain't getting it, it's like, all right, that's it. I'm just like, leave it alone. So like if you're not on that, then it's like you'll be able to help somebody understand more. Because once again, people aren't. Everybody's not the brightest. Everybody ain't the smartest. Everybody don't know anything. Everybody ain't got it like that, or everybody ain't got the same brain. Everybody's not the same. So you may have to explain or help somebody understand longer than somebody else who may get it and may not. So it's like for me, it's like I'm willing, if you're that type of person who don't understand. It's like, hey, we gonna give you that. Damn. We gonna give you that extra explanation to help you understand. It was like for me, I don't mind, because what I be trying to talk about, I'm willing to talk about. So it's like that's what it be. So outside of you getting that, look, see, I get so caught up. But I was talking about me and my loss, or not me and my loss, kind of me and my like journey again with this Forex stuff. Why? So I didn't got my money, my 70 or 60, $70, and it ended up coming to $60. And I put this stuff, I put it in Forex, I put it in Forex, and my trade, again, I'm trading crypto that I was basically telling you about. And I was trading this crypto, and I had to sell. I traded a sell, traded a 0.22 lot size for this trade. And that's a lot, honestly. You shouldn't really. Well, I was not for you going. I'm gonna use. That's a lot, honestly, for crypto, or specifically for that specific crypto. You shouldn't really go there, especially if you got that little bit of cash. Like if you got a lot of cash, or you got more, like 100, 150, 200, 300, 500, 1,000, you could do that. That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. That's 20. You going 22? That ain't nothing. But with a small little account like that, with my little $60, $70, that's kind of you kind of like a little pushing it, because you kind of like lose that pretty fast if it's not going your way. But fortunately for me, because like me, I be kind of on it, and I be on it, and I be ready. So outside of me being on it and ready, once again, I had my trade. I put it, I got in on it. I got in. I got in on the on the crypto sale. I mean, not the crypto sale. ETH buy, because oh my gosh, the opportunity, guys, is just Oh man, like y'all don't even understand just like the price range y'all could be getting in right now. But outside of the y'all price range y'all be able to get around in right now, for me, being that I know and I was able to get in at a great price, great prices, and it's like for me, it was initially, honestly, it was kind of like it was kind of in the middle. I mean, it's kind of in the middle of like running up. Running down and running up. It was running down for probably like 30, well, not even 30 minutes, 10, 15. I can't even say that. Honestly, it's fluctuating differently, but after probably like 30, 40, I don't know. Next time, it hasn't, my trade never canceled out. It never canceled out. That's the main thing. It never canceled out. It never got to a point where it's like, damn, I needed to cancel out my trade or like, end up getting in a different trade. Or like, yeah, going against that trade. So it's like, I've been in the buy that whole trade, and once again, it was fluctuating through whatever, but never fluctuated downward enough to cancel out my trade or liquidate my position. So it was like from there, or like end up going positive, and it was in the positive. And once I put in, I had like 70, $69 account, and then they gave you like a little mark. They gave me credit, being that right now you get to like get a 10% of credit. So I had like 72. But outside of my 72, it's like that was my I got a 500 to 1 leverage account. So it kind of also give you a little leverage if it's kind of going your way. So once it was starting going my way, and once I was kind of in the red, or not in the red, in the blue, in the positive, in the green, honestly, I put in another trade. I put in another 0.22 lot. As a matter of fact, I'm lying. I didn't do that. I put in a 15. I put in a 15. I put in two 15s. I put in two 15s, and of course, them two 15s was going against me. They kind of went down, but they was going down and whatever. But I was still good enough, being that 22. And that 22 put me in a better position to be able to hold that, be able to hold them two little losses, because they was around like 15, $16 the max from what I remember looking at them. Like I only seen them that high. Probably went a little higher, not me watching it, because honestly, I stopped watching it after a little while. Well, actually, after a while. But after I put in the 215s, they was kind of going down and doing whatever they doing, whatever, and it went down enough for me to feel like, oh, okay, this is another good price range for me to get in again, for me to put in another position for a buy. So all of those, I already had the 22 buy, the 0.22 buy that got me in a good position or good enough leverage to be able to buy two more positions of 0.15s, two 0.15s, and then those were kind of like a little down, and from them being just a little down and being in, once again, my main leverage was high. I was up past the $70. I think I was probably like 150 or 200, something, 150, 200, something around them ranges. And once I was in there, I was able to put in the like 0.22, 0.22, 0.22, what you call it, position, another position, another lot size to kind of, trade again, get in again, once again at that cheaper price, being that it went down a little more. So for me, I was ready in a buy. I'm already in a buy. So like that means if I'm in a buy, it's going up. I'm thinking that, and I'm saying it's going up, and it's going to continue going up. So, but being that my two positions that they're going down, that means it's selling off a little bit. That means the price is going down from where I initially got it at and where I already just purchased these two new positions. That means it's going down. So the price is going down and it's going lower, but not lower to my first position. I'm still able to kind of like get in a new position and basically say, once again, I believe it's going to go higher, and get in at a lower price again. So being at my lower price again, I got in after the 215 was my 0.22, and my 0. Once I get in that, that's why you gotta love this stuff. I got into that one too, and it's like I was down. I went down a little bit. Always down, that position was down a little bit, and then it kind of like fluctuated up. But basically, when I was looking, honestly, now I remember it was down. I'm not even gonna front. The way I remember it, right, personally now, it was down. I only looked at it. I only seen it probably like one or two times up while I was looking at it, or specifically looking at it, because I put my phone down. I wasn't really looking at my phone. I was charging my phone. I wasn't really looking at my phone at the time, but you kind of should. Well, for me, it's like once again, I was I already know. I can't say I already know. I was confident in knowing what's going on as far as the price movement at this time and where the actual and the price is because. But outside of that, it's like I was good. And so being that after I was in the position, I seen it going down, I was doing whatever doing, and I'm kind of looking at the charts and like it ain't really nothing. I'm just go to sleep and leave it alone. See what's going on in the morning type ish. And I was kind of high. I woke up in the morning. I was great. 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 The word is great. I was great in the morning. I was great. Once again, I put in 70, 60, $69 and around 72. I was great in the morning. I had like $500 when I woke up. $500. Guy, $500 in my account. But guess who's the sucker at the end of the day? Guess who's the sucker, guys? Because he ain't want to have no discipline. He ain't want to tell himself, nah, you should take that. You should, relax. He ain't want to do that. He wanted to, say F it and, go all out again. He wanted to get in again. That's what I wanted to do. And that's, what I do. And that's why I kind of do what I do. And that's kind of why, once again, I be in the positions I be in. But honestly, that's not really kind of why I be in the position I be in. Because honestly, those kind of be helping too. But it's just like for me, once again, sometimes with them times I'd just be like, F it. You gotta like let it do what it do. Honestly, F it. Because it's like for me, once again, that's small money to me. I don't need that small money. And once again, I put in $70, that's nothing to me. Nothing. If I need to put in more than that for me to even feel confident or saying nah, you're like nah, I probably need to like de-risk a little bit or like probably be a little more discipline because like nah, I put it more. But for me, I put in like $70. That's nothing to me. That's little money. It's like F it. And once again, it's like that's nothing. So it's like that's nothing. But once again, so it's like I had it at that, and it's like dang, I was great, 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 great. But for me, I end up trying to do too much and trying to and I end up getting in two new positions. Why you want to do that? Getting up two new positions. Basically, we end up losing them. We end up losing them too. Not honestly, not in the same type thing. It took some time. I lost it a little later. I was able to recover funds, but I just ended up just recovering them funds and just like I said, I ain't trade with them funds no more. I just send some funds back to my what you call it, my Cash App. Cause yeah, I was sad. I was stuck. So it was like I was upset, and it's like F it. You gotta take your losses, but you gotta also take your wins. So for me, it's like nah, I'm not going. Just like I ain't getting, so I wasn't even get what I could have gotten more than I could have gotten. That's still going kind of, but it's alright. There's gonna be another day. Another day gets greater later, and it's like, once again, you knew what you were doing, or like not even you knew what you were doing. You were at it. Like for me, I was lit, and it's like for me, it's nothing because it's like I was lit, and I knew once again what I was doing is like I was in my position for the reason I was in, and it's just like once again, discipline and telling yourself to relax. And for everybody else, you may have this discipline. You may not want because for me, I'm willing to look at my account and see it in some negative and say, F it, and just like be with a whole. Especially if I'm in a, if I'm leveraged good enough to where it's like it's alright a little bit for me to be seeing me down like $20, $30 or $30. Yeah, $20, $30 on one position or two positions or even three. It's all right for me because, like, for me, I know just as honestly, it kind of don't get right. If I know them positions is if I got some high lot sizes like 22, those kind of beasts you don't really want to get. If you're down too much in those. You don't really want to be because those are high. You could be down in the five, like a 0.05, maybe a 10, maybe a 0.10, maybe anything 0.3, 2, 1, you probably be those down that high, and you could still kind of be high, but you down 35 in a 0.22 or higher, and you're holding, and you ain't got that much money in account, I ain't gonna lie, you're gonna be going in a quick, fast, in a hurry type of position if you know. So it's like, but for me, it's like understanding, I'd be willing because, like, once again, I know it can kind of go the other way very fast and kind of quick fast. Not even going the other way quick fast. If you know and you're watching and you know what you're doing, and I even know, yeah, if you know what you're doing, and you staying, diligent to your plan, because that's the main thing. Oh my God, staying diligent to your plan. That's why I was talking about earlier too. Now that main, I'm remembering saying like, it's like, if you got a plan, your plan is gonna, kind of get you right. But if you stick to your plan and you map out your plan, because that was the thing too. Before I synced it, like I map out, or I'll be looking at the stuff so much. So it was like I look at it before I even have the money or have money to trade. I'll be looking at it even without the money. So it's like, but when I have the money, so I know kind of what to do once I have the money. It's like, nah, we in and we watching prices. It's like you already know kind of what to do, because like you ain't on it, you ain't kind of gonna know what to do, or you're gonna have to semi kind of be guessing or trying to figure out, really map it out and spend hours looking at the map and looking at price ranges and doing a whole lot of other stuff that you really wouldn't have to do if you kind of already knew what was going on with price ranges, the specific asset, and whatever. If you kind of knew, it's kind of like better for you to have that understanding and figure out what's going on. So outside of you doing that, that puts you in a better position. For me, that's the type of position I was on and type of predicament I was in, and that's why I made the trade that I made, and that's why I kind of went the way it was going, and did the things it was doing. But once again, it only went bad because of me and my lack of discipline for my little money. So it was like, other people, you can have more discipline for your little money or for your money, and you'll be in a whole better position. Because once again, for me, I'm risky, and I'm willing to do all that. And I'm risky. I'm willing to take that extra risk that other people do not have to take. You don't have to be such a risk taker to the extent that I be. Because like you could be moderate, and you can be better, and you can be able to cancel out your trade. Like you be able to, like once again, I said I woke up with all of my positions in the positive, all of them. None of them in no net. All of them was in the positive. I had four positions, two 0.22s and two 0.15s, and all of them were up significantly. So at the time that I woke up, or the time that you woke up, if this was you, you could have told yourself, I'm exiting right now. Right now. Like once you woke, you could have closed your position right there, right then and then. Right then and then, once you woke up, you said, "Oh, this is nice." You could have closed all of them, and you also, if you wanted to still trade, you could have traded again. So this is the opportunity. This is the option I have for myself. Seeing that, once again, I woke up and I was able to listen to me. That's why I'm saying I'm crazy or I'm risky, and you don't have to be like me. Or you could be a little bit better than me, because once again, I woke up and I had the facts. I knew that once I woke up and I seen that I had a whole lot of more money that I had that I didn't put in. Once I seen I had more, way more than that, I could have closed all of them, or not even all of them. Even if you could have closed one of them, two of them, because I had basically four positions. So you could have closed two of them and still had two open, or you could have closed three of them and still had one open, or you could have closed one of them and had three of them open, or close all of them. And if you once you would have, you would have been up. You would have been up in profits more than, once again, more than what you put in. Check my. Oh, all right, I got five. My battery's on 5%. So you could have been up more than what you put in. And once you have more than what you put in, it's like you could have did whatever. You could have traded again. And now, being that you were up that much, you had more of a leverage. So even if you wanted to go in and trade again, you could have traded, and you wanted to use the 0.22s, you would have been great. You'd have been great. You would have been great and good. As a matter of fact, I can't really say you'd have been great, because honestly, after that, yeah, kind of was going the other way a little bit. But honestly, and this is why I said you could have been great, because it didn't go that far. For my positions that I was in with my two 0.22s, I was in the best position. It didn't go nowhere near them positions. But it's like, for me, I canceled out all of them, or I canceled out of them because, like, I ain't want to hold, and I just felt like, F it, we just going to, take some profit and just do it again another day or whatever, like F it. So it's like, that's the type of position or predicament I was in. Now, you was able to say that. You should have woke up and say, hey, no, close these positions. But Now I've been in a better predicament. But for me, I'm already in a better predicament, a good position, because once again, for me, I know how to do it again. And for me, it's not nothing, because once again, for me, I was using a little bit of money. So it's like, for me, I don't care about that. I want big money. For me, once I have bigger money or use more bigger money, I'm not going to be such as risk or such like, as less caring about it, because once again it's gonna be big money and I'm gonna really take it some type of way, because I don't really take it no type of way right now, or I don't really care, because once again I'm able to profit money. Yes, yeah, I have money to take out. I was able to take, and I was able to get in the trade because I like trading. I was able to be in it and watching, and see myself up more money than I was when I had my initial amount of money. So that feeling, just by itself, even without having the money, that feeling was a great feeling. Being able to tell yourself, hey, I'm gonna go to sleep. I see my positions down and on up. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna sleep comfortable and wake up and be surprised. And that's what you were. That's why I was able to tell myself, you're gonna be surprised. And I was surprised when I wasn't. Yeah, I kind of honestly, I was surprised. I honestly thought at least one of them was gonna be out, because once again, I had a high 0.22. I didn't, I don't know. But honestly, God was with me, and them things was great. So it was like, ninth, God was with me, and price action was with me, and that's another thing. That's really kind of what it is, price action. I wish, and that's why I was like, if I would have got in at the time I really wanted to get in, or last week when I wanted to get in, or when I'm in a better position, because I'm still riding it up. We riding it up. Everything is going up now, guys. So it's like, if it comes down a little bit or coming down, whatever, a lot, you're able to get in cheaper. You're able to get in at a cheaper price and ride the wave back up. And this is what I understood, and that's kind of what was going on. And these are the type of situations, the positions you could put yourself in if you decide to tell yourself that you're gonna have your money work as hard as you do, or work as little harder than you do. Because for me, I didn't have to work. That wasn't nothing to me. I didn't have to work for that. I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to sweat tears. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to do nothing but put my little money over there and do whatever I was doing, trade. And that wasn't nothing. Off my phone. All I did on my phone, my bum phone. I got a bum phone right now. And it's I'm doing it off that. Like, I wish I had my XR. Like, that would have been saying it better. It's like, hey, yeah, off the XR. No, but I'm off a bum phone. And I'm doing that. And honestly, and me saying that, like, that's kind of better too. Cause like, I'm off a bum phone, a little Android, and it's like, you can do that off your whatever phone. You got Wi-Fi connection, these apps, you'll be able to do it too. And it's like, you can do it too. And it's all the things that's like people don't know. So people don't try to figure out. When you start trying to think about how you can have your money making money for you, things make a whole lot of sense to you. And it's like, you always, once again, you don't got to spend that much of your money. Once again, you see what this once again this, because this $60, this $60. $60 of my cash, like, that I didn't have to. I didn't have to work. I didn't have to work for that. I didn't have to do nothing for that. I did not have to do nothing for that. I didn't do nothing. And when I say I didn't have to do nothing, I didn't have to put in 40 hours a week. I didn't have to work no job. I didn't have to show up in a place, have somebody telling me, yo, here, do this, and show up here for this amount of time, and do this, and you would get this amount after you done for them weeks or 2 weeks or a week. I didn't have to do that. I did not have to do that. I did not have to do that. So it's like, for me, if I ain't got to do that, and I'm able to just put that, and that's all the money, and that's most, but that's a little bit of money. That's all the money, but a little bit of money to people who actually work. Because once again, that's a portion, or that would be a portion of your money, or the change. Once again, the portion that I'm talking about that you can actually spend, that you actually spend after you paid your bills, or that you after that small portion to that amount. If that's a small portion to that amount, just think about how you can have your money working for itself. When you think about stuff like that, when you think about it, like, just think about how you can have your money work for itself. Because if you were able to just take out, once again, if you were disciplined, you was able to take out that money when you woke up. When you woke up and you seen things, you closed all positions, you'd have been up. And you could have just told yourself, no, I'm just withdraw that money and send it back to my Cash App. I'm just send that back to my Cash App. I don't even want to continue trading. I'm just send that to my Cash App. And you would have been up just off 24 hours. In less than 24 hours, honestly. You'd have been up in less than 24 hours. And you didn't have to work 40 hours to do that. You worked literally less than 24 hours.